How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video on Campfire Stories in Lancashire. And I'm here today, once again, in Ruddlesworth Woods. And don't ask me why I'm doing a South African accent. It's just an accent that I really like to emulate. And we're going to have a good time. As you can see, the sun is very low in the sky. We're almost in winter time now, guys. And that means that the daylight is very brief, and the nights are long. So when I build a big fire later on, here outside my yurt, that's a South African term for a tent. We call them yurts. I'm going to build a nice fire pit out here, and I'm going to cook myself up a nice chicken and vegetable stew. Because when these long cold months come in, you need to keep warm through the night. So a nice stodgy healthy British meal for me tonight for my tea. But yeah, I've got my tent up now and it's squirreled away back there. Look, you can barely see it. I'm gonna go to the local bar and get a pint, I think. And yeah, if you want to see what I get up to on this latest adventure, please stick around. Well, we've not done one of these for a while. Annual weather reports at Campfire Stories Lancashire. As you can see, all around me is familiar weather, calm and frosty. Winter time is upon us. I'm in that mood today, Bigs and Bogs. I'm giddy than a bear on cocaine. No, giddier than a gummy bear on crack, that's the phrase, isn't it? So it's been, again, nearly a month since the last, it's been a minute and a half since the last one out wild camping. I've just been so busy with work stuff and, hold on a minute, check that out. Look at that there. Perfect bell curved arch on a sapling that'll been pinned down. I can't really be asked going over the wall to investigate it. Maybe on the way back we'll go and have a look at it. Classic pinned arch, possible indicator of Bigfoot behaviour in the area, who knows. But yeah, I've been so busy with work stuff and life stuff. You know, and time just... Last week I was going to go camping, but we've been a bit short-staffed at work, so I ended up picking up a lot of extra shifts, which I'm not asked about, because now that I'm back at my old job, we do sleep-ins. In fact, I've literally been on a sleep-in this morning, so I woke up at work and then finished, and Dad's dropped me off in Ruddlesworth Wood. But with that in mind, I can do one of them, and then a 12-hour shift, and then I'm done for the week. Which is grand, because when I get a bit more stabilised with my finances in New Year, so again, because I've come out of one job and come into another. I'm kind of not skint per se, but you know, I've got to be careful with my money, especially with Christmas right around the corner. But yeah, when we get to New Year, I've got loads of trips planned camping. Now I'll have all this sort of free time in between work. But yeah, weather report, as you can see, it's a very calm and crisp day, late autumn day. It's the 6th of December, so we're not technically in the winter solstice yet. Shout out runner. 21st and I'm off. 21st, 22nd I'm off, so I'm probably going to go do a camp on Graham Road for that one, because I want to do a camp on shortest day of year, just for the novelty of it really, just for crack, for shits, for giggles. I mean, why not? So yeah, yeah, it's lovely, calm, crisp day today, but it's going to be cold, and I've got loads of fire kindle, and I purposely camped in that new forest. And truth be told, it's not that remote where I am. You know, Roddlesworth's a big place, but I'm really not that far from road, and I've really done it by design camping there. So I'll have plenty of twigs through, you know, because obviously it's dark at 4 now. But when I get back to my tent, I'm going to start preparing me. Well, I'll build a fire pit, and then I'll start preparing me tea, because I'm going to have a nice slow cooked stew tonight, just to keep me warm really, rather than a little ration pack. But yeah, got all my thermals, got my snood. One of the people who are supporting me for me, shout out. Can't say your name because of GDPR purposes. And currently right now I'm rambling, quite literally rambling and babbling on this farmer's path now, because I'm on my way to the Hare and the Hound, because the other pub I went to last time, it's not open. So yeah, catching with you in a bit. Morning. There you go. You're not interested. It's alright, just ogling there, beautiful. Your calf is. Hey? Bye bye. Hey up. Didn't even notice these 2 units looking at me. Turn around. Look at you guys. Come on. What's up, Will? Nah, not interested. Bye bye. There you are. They're a little bit less intimidating. Some white, feather covered, toothless ancestors of theropod dinosaurs. I'm just getting so easily distracted here. I just keep showing you farm animals on my way down to the pub. But it's content, innit? Bigfoots and boggarts. So just because I love all of yous, and I always appreciate the support to the channel, I've come back to have a look at this pinned arch that I passed earlier. So let's go and have a close look at it. When I think about it, I've seen this before, you know, because I've been coming into Roddlesworth for quite a few years now. I'm sure I have seen it before when I've been walking through here, but we're just giving it a close examination. So this is a tree sapling. Rather than going straight up, it curves in a bell curve. We follow it all the way down to the bottom. Bit here. Runs all the way down into the ground here. and it's looks like some debris possibly has fallen on it and pinned it down, and as a result you get this nice bell curve shape. But yeah, very interesting, because when you actually start to look at the area around, there's no other saplings that look like that. I mean, I don't know, you know, like, obviously I've been into Bigfoot now for quite a long while, and when I first got into it, you know, this sort of stuff really sort of, you know, tickled my fancy or whatever. I really into tree structures, you know, odd rock formations, sticks on the ground that look like different letters and shapes. And, you know, after quite a long time of being interested in this phenomena, eventually, if you spend enough time out in the woods, like I do, and others who are interested in this phenomena, your eyes basically go square, and every little thing that you'll see could be Bigfoot related. And I think oftentimes it's not. I mean, case in point, that's looked like that, you know, for at least 5 years I've been coming in here, and I'm sure I've seen it before that. You know, so whenever you see these pinned arches or tree structures or whatever, it's, you know, it's like this here. This is another classic example. This here, this big tree branch has been positioned, or rather it is sort of observed at a diagonal stance. We take a minute here, and maybe that's been placed there, or maybe it's just fallen and landed like that, you know. And it's hard to, like, sort of categorise these things that you find, these twig structures and tree sapling bends and tree structures and whatnot, because nobody knows how long they've been there for, you know. And you do get to the point where, I hate to say it, you get Bigfoot on the brain, and as I say, every little thing that you'll see you think is Bigfoot related activity, you know. And who am I to say? This is my sceptical hat on right now, you know. It's a change in tune for me, I realise, but I take the tree structures and, you know, things like that pinned arch, just with a tiny grain of salt now, because, you know, I've spoken about this before. Bigfoot in the UK, obviously, you know, I had my sighting, I've experienced phenomena, you know, sort of associated with them, but I still don't know what it is, and we never will. And look at that, look at this waterfall, beautiful. Yeah, but I've always said, if it is a finite carbon-based organism like we are, aka it grows, it ages, it dies, it decays, it rots, it goes into the ground, you know, it's flesh and blood. Here in the UK, because we are a small island, there ain't going to be that many of them. They're going to be rare because of the population density model, whereas over in the States and Canada, which is a larger landmass, there's probably going to be more of them. So when you see stuff like that in every woodland all the time, you've got to take it with a grain of salt, guys, because, you know, it may just have been windfell that had done that. Maybe some logs had fallen from a tree and just so happened the weight of it to pin that sapling down. Who knows? But then what's interesting about the saplings is they are, even when they are saplings, they're tough to manoeuvre. So if it has been done by something, it's got to be something with opposable digits. So you've got two options: us, something else. Anyway, I'm going to crack on now, back to my camp. Well, time went on there, Biggs and Bogs. I haven't checked in with you for a little while. It's 10 past 4 actually. Not quite fully black yet, but we're not far off. I've just prepared my tea. Give you a look what it looks like before it's actually been cooked. come on, focus. There you are. Chicken breast, green beans, carrots, broccoli, garlic, potato, onions, peppers. I'm going to pour some water on it in a little bit. I need to wait for the fire to really proper kick off before I can put that on there to start slow cooking it. Probably take about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Oh, I've got a oxo cube as well that I'll throw in there just to give it that bit of extra stodginess. And yeah, that's my tea for tonight, so it's all prepared now. But I tell you what, Bigs and Bogs, it's only, like I say, it's only 4:10, and it's already a different level of cold out here. I don't know how camera picks up my breath, but yeah, I just went for a little mooch around just before I started preparing my tea about half an hour ago, just to collect a bit of extra firewood. Not that I'm going to hopefully need it, because I've got some proper big fat kindle logs with me and they burn for quite a while, so hopefully I've got enough to sort of keep me warm until obviously I'm getting ready to fall asleep in about 5 or 6 hours. But I'm prepared, got my layers, yeah. I've got some gloves actually, I'm going to stick them on in a little bit, I think. And then my gas canister for my stove kit, there's only a tiny bit of gas left in it because I made a brew about an hour ago and it was going, and the brew was hot when it was done, but it's a question of whether I want to save that for tomorrow morning or if I want to have it now. What will be, biggies and boggies, but yeah, for now, I'm going to just let this fire keep going on nicely, and then hopefully in a little bit I'll be able to stick my tea on it, and yeah, checking the oil in a bit. So, biggies and boggies, been up fire there for about an hour or so, and it's cooking nicely. Cramping my leg. You can feel when you're stirring it, the potatoes are starting to soften up gradually, so probably another 45 minutes I reckon should be good to go. Oh, I'm excited to try this. 6 o'clock now, and hope that camera angle's right. I actually I lynched a couple of accessories from work. Oh my god, chicken is so soft. Yeah, the ball I brought out with me, it wasn't quite I hope the camera angle on this is right. Yeah, that's a bit better. Yeah, the ball I originally brought out with me, it wasn't quite thick, it's too shallow, so I had to resort to just eating it out of the cooking pot that I brought with me. Oh well, camera picks it up. There's a bit of chicken and pepper. Who cares? I don't. Oh, that's tasty. But yeah, I've seasoned it. Got all sorts of clobber in here really. Let's have a go on potato. Come here. Slow cook, because the second you try and jab into it, it just falls to mush. I was looking forward to this though. Like, I was starting to get a bit hungry about 5:10ish, I guess, about an hour ago. And I've not had a proper good stew for a while. when I've been out bushcrafting, you know, wild camping and whatever. Anyway, I'm going to turn you off now because I want to enjoy this in peace and enjoy my fire. So check in with you all in a bit. My lord, was that phenomenal. Can you hear my voice? Just a sudden wave of tiredness has now come over me. Now I've got a full belly of stodge. My fire's going nicely. And I'm let down, just digesting all that lovely food. Yeah, smashed that meal, that was great. And it's mad when you start getting warm food in your body, how quickly you actually do warm up yourself. Like before, my toes were quite cold, but they're not so bad now. Obviously that won't last through the night, but I'll take it for now. Yeah, it's not even that late, it's only about 6:30, but I don't think I'm going to do much more filming there for the rest of the night. I just want to chill and watch my fire, and I'll ring Papa Bear later on. I want to try and go to bed not as late as I can, but definitely not shutting my eyes at 10 o'clock, because past track record seems to show when I do that, I usually wake up about 2, 3, and then that's it. I can't really nod back off properly until it starts coming light. So we'll see what happens, but yep. It's been a lovely day as always. I'm battening down the hatches now, hopefully for a cosy evening by the fire. I'll see you all in the morning. Good night. Good morning, you. Ugh. Good morning, Briggles and Boggles. 9 o'clock, and I slept. That was one of the best sleeps I've ever had while camping. I kid you not. I literally woke up once in the night. Well, I mean, aside from the proverbial, like, where you do wake up, but anytime I did wake up, I fell straight back asleep. No tossing and turning, none of that nonsense. Yeah, and I only got up once at about, I think it was about 2:30. I had to get up for a wee. But yeah, I slept so good. I can't believe it, because, you know, it's been a different level of cold as this one. I'm just on with just literally milking the last bit of juice out of this gas stove so I can have a brew. But yeah, I was wrapped up, I had all my insulated layers on, and as I say, slept like a babe, to the point where my alarm went off at 7, and I snoozed it. Usually, you know, I'd say 70% of the time when I camp, I'm always up with my alarm, if not before it, depending on how I've slept. But yeah, slept really well. I'm not even opened the tent up yet. What's mad, when I feel around, there's actually not that much condensation. I mean, it's a bit cold, but you know, whenever you do get cold weather, it's if you've got a good or bad tent, will really depend on if it's caked in condensation when you wake up. But now there went out, there is now. So yeah, on my brew, been on my clobber. And do you know what I think it is actually? I wanted to say why I think I've slept so well. Because I had a good, stodgy, healthy, warm meal. As much as I love the convenience of the army ration packets, that I had last night, there was so much nutrition and goodness in it. And even after I'd just eaten it and I put the pan down, and I just led back just to chill, I could feel my eyes getting heavy. Because I got some proper good sustenance in me. So yeah, there's the proof of the pudding. Anyway, grab me brew, breakfast, get packed out. See you in a bit. Look at this beautiful scenery! Say it with me, Bigfoots and Boggarts. Leave no trace. Packed up, ready to go home now. To be honest with you, it's actually starting to bore me now how easy it actually is to pack down a camp in terms of, you know, tidying away your fire pit and really leaving no trace. You know, the mantra amongst responsible wild campers. It's starting to bore me because it's not a bother at all. You know, like packing down anyway is easy because the van going over 200. You know, I've had a few tents now, haven't I? And the van going over, I can't praise it enough. Oh, jeez, look at this. What a privilege to camp where I was last night. Amazing. Yeah, the van going over, it's just silly how easy it is to pack down that tent compared to some other ones I've got. But in terms of tidying away your fire pit, you know, not leaving your rubbish behind either. You would never have known I was there. I know I say it in every video, but it's true. And it's really minimal effort. So, but yep, I'm heading home now. Got a few things I need to have a chat with you about. I'll navigate my way out the woods. But yeah, very, very. Look at it. Beautiful. So in terms of wildlife, got a little bit of action while I've been out. We're about, I don't know, 3:30 maybe yesterday afternoon when I was just sat chilling in my tent with a brew. There was some, where I was camped, I was right on the edge of that pine forest and I was looking out onto, you know, a bit of a clearing. And there was something about, I don't know, maybe 40 yards out that I saw run past and it was like a greyish colour on all fours. And it weren't a deer because it was too small, it was quite streamlined. At first I thought maybe it was someone's dog, but there was no people about that I could see anywhere. Where's they going for a wild swim today? Pneumonia territory, that bigs and bogs. You only have to say it once and you'll put the idea in my mind and I'll just go and do it. But lols. Yeah, I weren't too sure what it was, but in the end I rested on maybe it was a hare or something. I don't know. I didn't get a good enough look at it. And then, you know, I came in Roseland about 2 weeks ago just for a walk, just for a recce, and that's where I found that pitch. And I got some fantastic footage of some roe deer while I was in. So if I can be bothered, I'll put that in the video at the end so you can all see. But just this morning when I got up and I was having a brew and I was just mooching about, eating my fruit and, you know, just warming up for the day, and I saw a deer in that same sort of clearing area. Only very brief mind, but like, yes mates, love a good roe deer. I think with Ruddlesworth, for me, it's a bit of a weird place because I know that there's been, you know, paranormal phenomena reported in here, so it always sits at the back of my mind as that. So I never truly really let my guard down as much as I'd like to, say as over in lakes or on my beloved Grain Road. But yeah, now it happened. No Bigfoots, no werewolves, and it were another full moon last night, so yeah, happy days. So I got a couple of shout outs I need to give. First one is to Linda Lasardi, who is now been deemed the love of my life. I went to, me and my dad went to watch a stage production of Cinderella a couple of weeks ago, because Millie works at the Theatres Theatre in Blackburn. Shout out Millie. So she managed to swindle us a couple of cheap tickets. And Linda Lusardi, who's, you know, a little bit before my time, she was the fairy godmother. Real talk, it's her daughter Lucy that does it for me. I couldn't keep my eyes off her. She was Cinderella, by the way. But yeah, Linda Lusardi. Shout out Linda, you're the love of my life. And another shout out I need to give is the other love of my life, Princess Diana. Started reading her book, the audio recordings that she did, that were then wrote by a friend, I forget his name. Obviously, you all know I'm a big fan of Crown, and I guess of all the characters, you know, obviously the real people who were, she's dead now. She's one who I identify with a lot. And yeah, reading her book, fascinating read. Yeah. Shout out Princess Diana. It's getting a bit morbid, is this now? We're talking about old people and dead people. I wait till I show you this clearing in a second that's coming up, because it's just phenomenally beautiful in here today, Digs and Bogs. Nature's always beautiful, but this is what I wanted when I set out to do these, you know, cold month camps. Can't say winter yet, it's not in winter, but I wanted to wake up surrounded by frost and snow for the novelty of it, and so far it ain't disappointed. I mean, check this out here. Just put me back down. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And that's just the frost covering, is that? That ain't snow. It was that footage of the deer I was gonna pop in video at some point. They're only in that clearing when I saw them the other week. Yeah. It's nice to see they're still mooching about. So last night when I had my stew, I said that that bowl I took out of me was too shallow. Some of it spilled onto the floor, and I was like, great. You know, winter, animals are looking for food, and I've just spilled all this healthy stodge on the floor. Terrific. But no, now it happened. It's purr. So yeah, I think I ain't got much more else to say now, so I'm going to wrap it up, because my arm's killing me. I'm carrying the phone and all the wood I carried in yesterday, and I'm hiking up a hill again. Yeah, I'm en route now. I'm en route. One more to go, and then we've done 20 this year, and I've got it off now at work. 21st of December, I'm on that Graham Road for the shortest day of the year, in the beginning of the winter solstice. So that's where I'll see you next. Oh, fucking hell, pardon my French. Look at this. Oh, come on, it's not being a big baby. Just camped in minus weather all. Alpha shit this. Look, I'm running it. I'm gonna run home. Yeah. If you enjoyed the video and you made it through to the end, thanks as always. If you need tips for better wintertime gear I can use, Simon Clark, I'm looking at you. Drop it down in the comments. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to if you don't want. And I'll see you all further on down the road.